Proverbs 29:2. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn. And the whole world is mourning. Call halal Yahweh Bahasham Yahushai Bahasham Bakakwadash. Double honors unto the apostles, double honors unto the elder bishops, salutations to all my fellow laborers, the 144,000, the scattered elect that are scattered around the four corners of the earth, among the heathen that look like the heathen, the Israelite foreigners, and to the few Akwaf that are listening and learning. To you I say Shalom. This is your brother Malcolm from the branch of the Great Millstone here in Chicago, coming at you another lesson in truth. And the title of the video is at the bottom of the screen, so please don't ask. All right. And this is Breakthrough News. That's the channel. And I'm going to let about 6 minutes, almost 7 minutes of this video play. And then get into some scriptures and play a couple more short videos. And, that should sum it all up. But it's a lot that's going to come out. All right. And being that the prophecy goes that when the Israelites, all of them, not just the one tribe or two tribes, not just Judah and Levi or Yehudi and Levi, all of the 12 tribes go home, and there will be no more wars, no more weapons, and they would dwell in peace and safety alone. And the fact that that is not happening is the evidence in itself that the Bible spoke truth in the prophecy, and that these people are not the people of the Lord. And the whole world is raising up against them, and they're being exposed and called out on their hate and their control and their propaganda. All right. Algeria, in North Africa, just joined the war against Israel. And Algeria has a very, powerful army, for that region. So that wouldn't be happening to the Israelites when they go back to the land. So yet again, these people are not the people. But without any further ado, Breakthrough News.
This is not bigotry against Jewish people. And it's really dangerous that people like Jonathan Greenblatt are allowed to go on national television and repeat these like insidious and very dangerous claims that do put Jewish students in harm's way. If you are conflating the actions of an apartheid, genocidal, racist, ethno-nationalist state, conflating that with Jewish people, making them responsible, making all Jewish people responsible for Israel's crimes, I don't see anything that's more anti-Semitic than that. Like, it's completely insane, and it is dangerous, and it inspires hatred of Jews.
Hello, everyone. I'm Rania Kalik, and this is Dispatches. Israel's war on Palestine isn't limited to Gaza. It's global. In the U.S., it takes the form of censorship, bullying, intimidation, doxing, accusations of anti-Semitism, attacking people's livelihoods, and increasingly using the arms of the state to potentially prosecute anyone who dares to stand up for the rights of Palestinians as they fight their extermination at the hands of the U.S.-backed settler colony, Israel. But even in the face of all that, resistance is growing across the U.S. and around the globe. Joining me to discuss this and more is Nora Barrows-Friedman, staff writer and associate editor at the Electronic Intifada. But before we jump into it, this is just part of this episode. The full interview is available to Breakthrough News members only. You can become a member at patreon.com/Breakthrough News. And as always, be sure to hit the subscribe button and the bell so you get a notification whenever we post new content. And if you appreciate this show, you can also donate below on YouTube. Nora, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, Rania. It's so good to be here.
It's so good to have you on, and I just want to say you all at EI, at Electronic Intifada, have been doing like God's work throughout this horrific period. I mean, Electronic Intifada is always amazing, but it's such a crucial source of information right now when all we're seeing in like the dominant narrative in the mainstream is lie after lie after lie. And we're actually going to get into some of that.
Yeah.
But, before we do, you are someone who's been covering this issue for decades. So I just am curious, like your general thoughts about, are you shocked by the sheer violence and horror of what we're seeing? I mean, basically, I want to hear how, you're viewing the genocide in Gaza right now.
Yeah. On the one hand, it is the worst I've ever seen it. And I think most of us who have been doing this work for a long time are continuously and utterly shocked, absolutely, by just the depravity of the Israeli army and its government and its supporters, in Israel and here in the West, just how genocidal and out of their minds, like just like psychopaths, wanting every Palestinian dead and coming up with these justifications for wiping out entire apartment blocks and storming hospitals.
Let's pause it there. Using propaganda, forever pushing the false narrative that combatants are hiding behind citizens, that are hiding in mosques, they're hiding in hospitals, they're hiding in schools. All right, this is Revelation 6:4. And it reads, "And there went out another horse that was red, and power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth, and that they should kill one another. And there was given unto him a great sword." All right, so Esau, Edom, all right, being that the Roman Empire and America and Israel are extension of that. The rabbis are constantly pointing out the fact that white Christendom, both European and American, the West is Edom, but they're Esau too, as they say. They're Esau as well. All right, and Esau's blessing was the sword. And let's not pretend that he didn't get the whole world that way, that he didn't do the same thing as they were conquering all the brown-skinned people in Europe and driving them out and then creating this false narrative that pale people were always there. That they didn't do the same thing when they came here to the Americas, all right, that they committed genocide, murder, rape, robbery, all right, land theft, and the theft of resources, et cetera, et cetera. Let's not pretend that they didn't do the same thing in Australia, as that they didn't do the same thing in the island of Tasmania. When's the last time you seen a native of Tasmania? Well, you never will, all right? Let's not pretend that they didn't do the same thing in South Africa. So this is not just the Israelis, but this is the MO of the so-called white man himself. Everything that they have in this earth, they stole through rape, robbery, murder, and thievery at the force of a sword, at the edge of a spear, and now at the edge of guns and missiles. So it's nothing has changed. It's nothing new, all right? The only thing that's changed is that the prophecy, their time is up. And now they're exposed because they put up this illusion that they were the people of the Lord and and all this other things and they were using the Bible as a weapon, but it turns out that the Bible is not their book. The Bible is the book of the Israelites, and they were using the book and claiming the heritage of the people as an excuse to commit these crimes. I'm waiting for my TikTok to pull up because I had a video that I was going to play that's kind of like ruining the whole thing. Okay, because there we go. This is just that Esau's system is failing no matter what it is, man. So Salakia, I was ready, it wasn't ready. But here we go. This video is just a quick video on what's really happening and why they're being. See, the truth is out now. Truth of the matter is that they want to build that new canal right through Gaza, and the oil that has been found, all right, under Gaza. So they want to level it all to the ground. So if I can say, oh well, the combatants are in the school, they're in the hospital, They're in the mosque. You just can continue to just level away, all right, until there's nothing left for these people to come back to at all. Then you're just gonna go in and take the land. Same thing they did when they took all the land from our forefathers here in America and stuck the majority of stuck a big portion of our people on the reservations, and the rest of our people that didn't go on the reservation, they sold off into slavery or reclassified them as black. All right, and I'm gonna play 2 short videos to cover both points that I just made. But here we go.
Hey, what's up, everybody? You know the oil company BP? Turns out BP has a deal with Israel to investigate potential oil in Gaza. So, that just came out today. And now we're starting to see the truth of what's really going on. It is always about money, and it is always about oil. What the fuck? They're gonna displace this whole group of people. They're already leveling it. Now all they gotta do is clean it up and drill it. These people are disgusting. I can't believe this is going on.
Well, I can, because we're talking about the damn devil. All right? He was given the power to take peace from the earth. It's as simple as that. All right? Now, to the other evidence, the other video that I was talking about, remember, they stuck a good portion of our people on reservations. The others they sold into slavery and reclassified them as Negroes or coloreds or mulattoes. That's what they did.
The Pequot people were burned alive in the middle of their sleep at night in 1637. Mass Bay Colony, Plymouth Colony, Providence Plantation, Mystic Seaport, all English colonies banded together to burn women and children while they slept in a village at night. They barricaded the exit. They did not allow anyone to leave. They wanted them to burn. They were proud that they burned. This country was proud to write. We could smell their burning, rotting flesh for over a mile away. It's written, folks. Please read it on your own. I am not making this up. Stephen King can't make this up. He was so proud, the town of Norwich, Connecticut, had a statue honoring this man up until roughly a decade ago. John Mason, the man who murdered over 700 people. When anyone, the few people who were able to survive that Holocaust, they were rounded up. They were sold as slaves. Before they were sold, they were marched all the way from Connecticut to Mass Bay Colony.
So let's stop. They were sold as slaves. That means that they were mixing and mingling with the Negroes. It's like I told you, so-called Negroes, the Israelites. So it's just, or called colored or mulatto. So this man is just responsible for the destruction of everyone, people in their culture, wherever they go. All right? This is Matthew. The book of Matthew. 11 and 12. And it reads, "And from the days of John the Baptist until now, the kingdom of heaven suffereth violence, and violence taketh it by force." All right. So, it's not people in heaven, are not suffering up in heaven. Okay. People are at rest in the spirit world. The kingdom of heaven is the Israelites here on earth. All right. That's what it's going to be here on earth. He said, and he saw a new heaven coming down. All right. And the Israelites are the kingdom of heaven, and the Israelites are suffering here on earth, right, at the hands of Israelis mainly, and other Edomites. Amalek controls the rest of Edom, so Amalek is behind everything, and that's why so many Edomites are angry with Amalek, because they didn't share in the blessing. All right, and then the Lord is putting a spirit on them, especially their women, like this one is speaking now, Miss Nora here. As a matter of fact, let's get that in prophecy. And then we'll let her continue to speak. that's not it. This must be Jeremiah. Let's get those two mixed up. It says that widows shall not weep. So Salakia. Oh, I was right. It is in Job. This is Job. I would start at verse 13, points in 15. It said, this is the portion of a wicked man with God, and the heritage of oppressors. All right, this is what's going to happen to the oppressors, which they shall receive of the Almighty. If his children be multiplied, it is for the sword. All right, and his offspring shall not be satisfied with bread. So a lot of Edomites are about to get put to the sword, and a lot of their children are about to starve. That's what's going to be their end, and because it said the end would be without shame. I mean, would be with a lot of shame. Amalek and the rest of Edom as well. Those that remain of him shall be buried in death, and his widows shall not weep. There's also another one that says that widows shall trust in me. So, you know, the whole squirrel society, the Edomite women, see Esau had given them freedom, and now they're going after what they really want. Let's just be, you know, now that they've been made the top earners and stuff like that, look what Adele just did. You know, and even though I do believe that Adele is an Israelite woman, she's one of those scattered among the heathen that look like the heathen. She's too talented to be an Edomite, too soulful. But she's straight up married to a dark-skinned Jake now. And that's what's happening. Prominent Edomite women, you know, are laying up with Jake. All right, that's what they're doing, because they don't need money, they don't need any of that, and they don't care if you have it. They just want your flavor and your BBC. That's what they want. All right, so here we go.
And I mean, and the level of propaganda, I keep like running out of words, because I feel like we don't have the vocabulary to properly describe how horrifying this all is.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I'm continuously shocked. I'm also not surprised, because this is the essence of the Zionist project. This is what it's always been. This is what it's always planned. But I am just kind of appalled by how just relentless and psycho the Israeli government is acting, and its military right now. So yeah, I'm just kind of like speechless most of the time.
Yeah, I mean, we're talking on a day when when this comes out, who knows what atrocity will be the atrocity of that day.
Yeah.
In fact, it's like, it seems like there's several. It's more like the atrocity of the hour.
Yeah.
I've never seen it this bad either. I think that's a really good point you made. But I mean, today we're speaking as the Israelis just stormed Al-Shifa Hospital.
Yeah.
And it's just like, what the hell is going on? How is this allowed to happen? Like, you're right, we don't have the vocabulary. Sometimes you feel like the word genocide, I mean, it's a very powerful word, but is it even, I don't know. I don't know what the hell this is. I don't know what to call it.
I know. I mean, I was listening to your interview just a few days ago with Craig Milkheiber, and the way that he described, the legal definition of genocide and the responsibilities by, United Nations member states to intervene and prevent genocides like this from happening, and how, I mean, he resigned in disgust because of the lack of motivation from anybody inside the UN to actually step in and stop this massacre after massacre after massacre, just relentless, like just the.
And they don't want to stop it, because the plan is to get that canal built that can get control over that oil. That will make the West still relevant when the BRICS launches its digital currency, being that the West is so far behind. If they can control the trade routes, then they can stay relevant and make deals. All right, so they need the people in Gaza to be gone. All right, This is what they need, what they want, but it's not going to happen because the Lord is getting ready to level that land. As a matter of fact, the entire Southwest Asia, which is what the Middle East really is Western Asia. I'm gonna continue to point that out. The term Middle East is something that they made up, but the Lord is going to, the Valley of Jehoshaphat basically sits right there. All right, and the Lord is gathering them to that land to do away with them.
Slaughter that is just being supported and abetted and aided by the West is just, I mean, it should induce revulsion in anybody. But to see it happen on such a like televised scale, and the Western leaders are just like egging it on. I mean, I'm just like, where do we go from here? What happens next? What is this? What is this world? I'm losing like a lot of hope in humanity, but then on the same.
So that's what made me, a lot of hope in humanity, of course, because what's happening is that Esau Edom is in rulership. The people are mourning. All right? This app just do not want to act right, man. It's just doing whatever the hell it wants to do. It's like freezing, then it turns on. And so, Salakia, I'm on point tonight. It's not. But meanwhile, Esau Edom is so divided to the point that like I've continued to say in these last like 10 videos that I've done, the rabbis are calling out Christianity to be Esau, and the Christianity is calling out Judaism to be the wicked Satanist, Talmudist, Babylonian Satanists that they are, and that's exactly what they are. That devil.
I'm the only Christian that went after him publicly.
And that blew my mind because I listened to Ben Shapiro on Joe Rogan.
From a Jewish point of view, where we don't believe in the divinity of Christ, I think that there you can make an argument that the Gospels, which were written,
he was just a prophet.
Significant. No. We don't even believe he was a prophet.
What do you think he was? What do you guys think?
What do I think he was historically? I think he was a Jew who tried to lead a revolt against the Romans and got killed for his trouble, just like a lot of other Jews at that time who were crucified for trying to lead revolts against the Roman and got killed for their trouble.
Talk about how Jesus Christ was a common criminal and was killed for rebelling against Rome, which is this insane statement. And then my Muslim friend would say, Jesus, peace be upon him. And I was like, that kind of made it through the programming.
And that goes into my question. Do you get offended when we say Jesus, peace be upon him? That, when we, when I tell you, I'm very proud and excited to say I love Jesus. Obviously, we can get the elephant out of the room. The difference. We don't believe he's.
So you've got, the Muslims are a little bit more respectful toward the false entity that is called Jesus. There was no letter J. The Lord was a Hebrew and had a Hebrew name. Jesus, when you say that word, you immediately think of the image of Cesare Borgia, which was created in the 1500s, all right, and which is a false image. But as you can see, Christianity is attacking, especially that particular pastor I just showed you. And he's not the only one, is attacking Judaism. And then the rabbis, the rabbinical orders, are pointing out that in the last days, Esau is going to be destroyed. And they're talking about all white Christendom. So this is a completely and totally a house divided. That's Mark, the 3rd chapter, around the 23rd through 26th verse. Satan rise up against Satan. And that's what you're seeing. And even more importantly, the truth is coming out about these people, that these people are imposters. They're not the people of the Lord. And they're about to be brought down. All right? Because this, with all those mass store invasions where people are coming in, flash mobs and breaking in stores, all this, the stage is being set so that they can bring in the MOTB, Revelation 13, and then World War III comes and it's over. This is 2nd Ezra 6:27, and it reads, "For evil shall be put out and deceit shall be quenched. As for faith, it shall flourish. Corruption shall be overcome, and the truth which hath so long been without fruit shall be declared." And that truth is that the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans are the true children of Israel and the scattered elect that are scattered among the heathen nations around the world. Shalom, Kwam Yasharallah.